What it do, YouTube? James Polk here. Normal/rare festival event has begun, and I know what everyone is thinking. Why is this not your typical average Charmer deck profile right now? That's true though, because in one of the quests for the NR festival, one of the quests that I had to do was to spam out as much normal summons as I could, a total of 50 times. And this is that deck to do so because of the Hunder family. In fact, this is the first ever non-Charmer profile on Master Duels in terms of the festival event. So let's get things going for the profile. So first things first, a few Watt monsters, 3 pheasants and 3 cobra. They both share the same thing, which is they can direct attack your opponent, and when they do battle damage, they do something based on the supernatural effect. So the pheasant, target one face-up monster anywhere on the field, banish it until the end of the turn. And then Cobra, it's the Stratos of Watt monsters, including another copy of Cobra. And then for the Hunder family, that would be Ma and Pa, 3 of those. And then 2 Sis. So, the Sis Hunder, when this card is normal summoned, target 1 level 4 light thunder type with 1600 or less attack in your graveyard except Sis, banish it, and then during the end phase, add it back to the hand. And then Ma and Pa, we all know what's up on those two. They basically literally act as double summon of a level 4 light thunder type except Pa and Ma themselves, and it is a soft once per turn. And then Thunder King, because it's a light. Nothing else to say about it. For the spells, Light Wave Tuning. When it comes to Light Wave Tuning, this only actually came up one time against the Timelord matchups. And it's basically where I have any one of those level 4 lights to make it a tuner. And as long as I'm able to swarm out too many level 4 light thunders, I could just synchro into literally any one of those 3 for the extra, which you'll see in a bit. 2 recycling batteries. It's pretty good for the recursion. Grabs you back like literally anything and everything that isn't the kaiju, of course. And then 2 magic planners. This card is absolutely insane. It turns your dead Fiendish Chains or that 1 Oasis into +1s. And then 2 Leeching the Light. That is for the kaiju watch strat. And then the thing about how Leeching the Light works is that it lets you target 1 face-up light monster your opponent controls. All face-up attack position monsters you control gain attack equal to that much. So basically, you give them the kaiju, Thunder King kaiju, and then depends on how many Hunders and or what you have to assist them to swarm out the normal summon, they are basically extra beef, like no tomorrow. And then 2 Water of Life. As for the Water of Life, what it does is that if you control no monsters at all, it lets you Monster Reborn literally anything in your graveyard in attack position. And on top of that, the turn you do this, you cannot activate monster effects except the effects of that special monster on the field. So what's cool about this interaction as well is that if you have any leftover watts that you can still use in terms of summoning the card, the direct attack does not activate their effects, which of course your cobras and your pheasants can actually get around that water life's side effect. in terms of direct attacks. Sure, they won't be able to get no search or banishing, which is like the bad part of the downside. And sure, it's not as good for the other Hunders in terms of whichever one you reborn, as long as you got something different out the way. And then Unstable Evolution. This is only for late game setup. Same goes for the Watt Cube. So, the Unstable Evolution, while your life points is lower than your opponent's, the equipped monster's original attack becomes 2400. So if you ever manage to hook up one of the Watts or literally any one of the Hunders, the less life points you will have, which comes up on a multiple occasions, like literally any one of those Watt Hunter guys and the ladies will be 2400 attack. And then while my life is higher, the equipped monster's original attack becomes 1000. And it's just to help you clear out the most problematic bigger monsters there is. And then Watt Cube, on the other hand, is where you can only hook it up to a Thunder type monster. Simple. Like literally any and every Thunder. The case is extra 100 attack for each Thunder type in your graveyard. But the real bonus is you can send this face-up card from the field to the graveyard to have one face-up Thunder gain the 1000 perma boost. So usually I have it directly over to the Watts just so that they can do at least 2000 damage. Or in a late game setup is where if I have out Unstable on board, as long as my life is lower, they'll become 24, and then the plus 1000 offering the cube, they'll be as big as 34 tops. And then the Watt Castle, this only comes up once, and it's just to get over bigger monsters. So as for the Watt Castle, any monster that attacks a Watt ends up losing 1000 attack after damage calc. And then Watt Scene, this is how you gain your life points back. Whenever a Thunder you control inflicts battle damage, and it doesn't matter which Thunder, gain life points equal to the damage inflicted. So basically, life absorbing of a continuous spell. 2 MSTs, 3 Chalices, 1 Wabaku, 2 Lost Wind, 3 Phoenix Chain, and 1 Oasis of Dragon Souls. And then extra deck, Avenging Knight Parshath. One time, this synchro has definitely came up against the Timelord. All I needed to do just to keep that Timelord player in check is to have at least 2 Pheasants and this on board, just so I can banish one of the Timelords and then another for the direct attack, and then Parshath as a late game setup. And then the rest of the extra deck did not come up at all for the Watt Hunder version of it. So, and I'm still gonna list them just for the sake of the spacing of the rare / normals. Enlightenment Paladin, Judgment the Dragon of Heaven, Gem Knight Pearl, Photon Pepper Operative, Black Ship of Corn, Thunderspark Dragon, Star Seraph Sentry, Heartland Draco, Burner Visor, Rhapsody and Berserk, Diamond Crab King, Gagaga Samurai, Super Quantum Mech Beast Ouroboros, and Malevolent Sin. And once again, this is James Polk on the typical average, very first ever deck profile that isn't Charmer based. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I'll see you guys in the next video.